Hello again, back on the River Stour. Can't believe just how much the conditions have improved in a week. Just over a week ago the conditions were Arctic, snow was on the ground, very hard going, water temperatures just a degree or so above freezing. And here we are, a good week of nice weather, spring-like weather, and the water temperature is 8.6 today as I've come for an afternoon session on the Stour. I have done a couple or so trips during the week and I've had some roach, fish up to about half a pound, maybe 9-10 ounces tops. I did have one very good fish, the one that got away. Played it for a short time, bringing it into the net, no snags in the swim, so everything was in my favour. And then I had the hook pull, so I lost that fish. That would have been the difference between success and failure, although I use the words in inverted commas really, because there's no such thing as failure in angling. It's about enjoyment. But I'm back and I'd love to catch that roach again, or one of its bigger brothers, so let's see how it goes. I'm fishing 2.5 pound line straight through, hook length of about 10 inches, size 18 Drennan Super Specialist hook, and a single maggot. I'm fishing half ounce lead. See it there on the camera, it's a flat lead, and there's a small shot on the line with a small bead over it, and that's stopping the lead from going any further. What I'm actually doing is I'm fishing with brown crumb, and I'm moulding a small amount of it there. Just bring it to the camera, and moulding a small amount of it so that it's actually wrapped around the lead. There you go, you can see it there, and that serves a couple of purposes really. First of all, it enables me to get the bait exactly where I want it on the riverbed. Although there isn't that much flow in the peg that I'm fishing, there's enough that if I was to throw loose maggots in, then they would soon be washed downstream somewhere. So this enables me to get the bait exactly where I want it on the riverbed. But secondly, if I was using a cage feeder or a feeder, which I do sometimes on here, I must say, but if I was to use that, then the cage feeder would be great at getting the bait down, but then of course you've still got the cage feeder on your rig while you're fishing. So this enables me to shed the bait, to shed the ground bait, shed the crumb, but then to fish sensitively. I have fished with a cage feeder, particularly when the river has had a lot more increased flow, when it's been up and rising, but certainly as it is at the moment, this really is just perfect. So hopefully it will all come together and I'll catch some fish with it. I decided to finish the week off with some perch fishing on the canal, fishing right now with live bait. Got a small waggler float out, catching gudgeon, and then my live bait rig out there in the canal. I've had a small pike, no perch yet, but at least I'm not a blanker. It's quite funny really, quite ironic, very much the way angling is, I suppose, but the conditions this week weather-wise have been the best that we've had so far this year, and yet considering the number of times that I've been out fishing, I've struggled really, whereas other weeks the temperature has been rock bottom, and yet I've always managed to catch something decent. And by decent I mean something I can stand in front of a camera with and pose, as opposed to just a small fish in my hand. But having said that, I did lose the good roach on the River Stour, and that fish could have been the difference, made the difference between inverted commas success and failure. But I've still got a Another few hours left here on the canal. Conditions are very good, and hopefully the perch will come on the feed. My second pike, and a much nicer fish as well bigger fish, can't say nicer, all fish are nice. Correction on what I said earlier, if you picked up on it, I said about standing in front of the camera with a fish. That wasn't meant to be taken literally. I'd like to point out that we don't stand with fish, we get down as low as we can to the ground, and that's the way we have our fish photographs taken. Just a small point, but sometimes we don't speak literally, do we? But worthwhile correcting. These little videos that I put together, I don't edit them, I don't have outtakes or second attempts, I just film and record, so you get warts and all on here. But occasionally just worthwhile to maybe correct something, and so standing with a fish is worthwhile pointing out that we don't actually do that literally. But back to the fishing, very pleased with that pike. Would be nice to catch a perch, which is my target species after all, but nevertheless, particularly after the week I've had of struggling for quality roach on the Stour, it's nice to come on the canal and catch a couple of pike to round the week off.